No, Your Honor. We believe we will have two judges. Deke should be in the other, and we will wait her arrival.
No, I don't believe she's judging actually. I think we'll just be doing just me.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
In that case, discard.
I appreciate it. Okay. This is a matter of Riley Winter versus TBD Incorporated. Are all necessary parties present?
Yes, Your Honor, we are.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are we ready to proceed?
Before we begin today's trial, Your Honor, we have a few preliminary matters we'd like to attend to.
Okay.
First and foremost, may we first make introductions.
Please.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Raul Garcia, and along with my co-counsel, Sarah Lashley,
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
and Lindsay Gavigan,
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
we will be representing Riley Winter in today's case.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
At this time, if opposing counsel would like to make appearances, we have a few more to attend to.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Allison McReynolds, and with my co-counsel, Marcel Rodriguez,
Good morning.
and Rena Ohana. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
We represent the defense, TBD Incorporated, and at this point, we designate Ms. Sawyer Shaw as our party representative. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Michelle.
And for today's case, Riley Winter will be our designated party representative.
Okay.
We also have a few documents we'd like to attend to the bench.
Okay.
These include a copy of the complaint, the pretrial order, which bifurcates today's trial, as well as excludes Exhibit 21.
Okay.
We have a copy of the stipulations, available case law, the Midlands Rules of Evidence, and we will also be admitting Exhibit 1 in pretrial, which is the defense's answers to our interrogatory.
Any objections to those documents?
No objections, Your Honor.
Okay.
It's time we'd like to attend to the bench. May I approach?
Please. Thank you.
Finally, Your Honor, third, Your Honor, we'd like to invoke Midlands Rules of Evidence 603 and 615, which constructively sequesters and swears in all witnesses.
Any objection to 603 and 615?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
And finally, Your Honor, if we ask for Your Honor's permission or preference for moving about the well, approaching opposing counsel, the witness stand, and yourself.
Please feel free to move around the well, and please ask permission before approaching other parties or the witness.
Yes, Your Honor. And with that, Your Honor, the plaintiff is ready to proceed.
Okay.
The defense is ready to proceed.
Great. Give me just a second, and we'll get going. Okay, plaintiff, whenever you're ready for opening statements.
Yes, Your Honor. May it please the court. Uncontrollable factors led to out-of-control decisions. That is why we are here today. Because on December 23rd, 2015, Riley Winter's job of 27 years was unlawfully terminated for no other reason than his age. You see, Riley Winter started his job at TBD in 1988 as a young and hopeful, newly graduated writer. And in the last 27 years, Riley hasn't gotten married. He hasn't even had children, but he has worked. He has dropped the jaws of critics around the nation with thousands of articles and even won awards and recognitions to prove it. Needless to say, Riley Winter was crucial to the success of TBD. That is, until 2014, when Ms. Sawyer Shaw bought the company. You see, Sawyer Shaw came in January of 2014, became the sole shareholder of the company, and not even 24 hours being in charge, she fires over half of the writing staff over the age of 40, excuse me. And she did not do that for the poor work ethic of these writers. She did not do that because they were slacking on deadlines. She did not even know these writers. But there is one thing that she did know, and that was the years that they graduated from college, a major age indicator. This trend of age discrimination continued, and this time it was targeted towards Riley Winter. You will hear from Mr. Winter himself today, and he will tell you that ageism became a regular occurrence when Sawyer Shaw bought the office. Colleagues would tease Riley about his age, and Sawyer Shaw would not take disciplinary action or even ask them to stop, but she would join in. You will also hear from Bobbie Lin, secretary to Sawyer Shaw. Bobbie will tell you that no matter how hard Riley Winter tried to adapt to Sawyer Shaw's new vision, he was still teased. by not only Sawyer Shaw, but all of Riley's colleagues as well. And lastly, you will hear from Sam Owens. Now, Sam Owens is an expert in the field of age discrimination and human resources. And through her extensive research in the field of age discrimination, in this case, she will tell you that TBD did not even inform or train its employees on age discrimination. So how was Sawyer Shaw supposed to know that what she was doing was illegal? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, defense may try to tell you that the real reason why Riley was fired was because he was not performing up to par or not meeting the standards of Ms. Sawyer Shaw. But how can that be possible of a writer who has been performing more than up to par for the last 27 years of his career and has done everything in his ability to adapt to the new visions of Sawyer Shaw? Defense may try to tell you that the real reason why Riley Winter was fired was because he wrote a highly critical article targeting TBD's largest advertising partner, Turntable. But Plaintiff will show to you today that the only person who could have made such a radical conclusion was Ms. Sawyer Shaw herself. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Plaintiff is here today with the burden of proof, and we must show to you that it is more likely than not that Riley Winter was fired due to age discrimination. And after the case that we showed you today, my co-counsel, Lindsay Gavigan, will come up here and tell you that that is exactly what we have done, and will request a verdict of liable for the unlawful termination of Riley Winter. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, do we have an opening statement from defense?
Yes, Your Honor. May I proceed?
Go ahead.
It's January 1st, 2014. The beginning of a new year. A chance to look ahead, to celebrate the future. But the once renowned magazine, TBD, is stuck in the past. Their readership is low. Website traffic is extremely low. The magazine is rapidly losing money. The staff spirits are low, and they're scared for their jobs. Now, it's January 2nd, 2014. Drastic change is about to come. TBD is purchased from the revolutionary entrepreneur, Ms. Sawyer Shaw. Ms. Sawyer Shaw knows that in order to save TBD, she has to make drastic changes. She knows that what got you here won't keep you here. So she decides to make the company all digital. Suddenly, readership skyrockets. Their articles are earning major internet circulation. The staff is happy. The magazine is safe. Salaries are up, and the staff spirits are lifted. Everyone is happy, except Riley Winter. Riley Winter is TBD's highest paid employee. Now, despite having earned awards in the past, Riley Winter can't keep up. He doesn't like the new vision TBD is heading. He doesn't like the fact that he has to write shorter articles and write them more frequently. Riley Winter is falling behind. What got you here won't keep you here. And today, we'll call 3 witnesses who will testify to the fact that Riley Winter could not keep up. First, we'll call Vic Fogel, an expert in journalism. And he will tell you about the type of demands that the journalism industry demands to have. And Vic Fogel will tell you that what worked in the past and what was successful in the past in journalism is not a good indication of what will be successful in the future. Vic Fogel will tell you that Riley Winter simply could not keep up. Next, you'll hear from Kirby Doolittle, TBD's intern. And he will tell you that Riley Winter was struggling to come up with new article ideas, that he hated the new direction TBD was going, and that he even wanted revenge on TBD. Then you're going to hear from Ms. Sawyer Shaw herself, visionary CEO. And she's going to tell you on the verge of bankruptcy, and she had to make major changes fast in order to save the company. But members of the jury, I want you to pay specific attention to what she tells you about Riley Winter. She'll tell you that Riley Winter Winter's performance was extremely lacking. That Riley Winter even made an article attacking TBD's biggest advertiser, and that the biggest advertiser of TBD demanded that Riley Winter be fired or TBD would lose all of their funding. Now, members of the jury, the plaintiff today has the burden of proof, and they have to prove to you that it was more likely than not that Riley Winter was fired based off of age as opposed to performance. Now, members of the jury, the plaintiff will not be able to meet their burden today because the evidence will show that Riley Winter threatened the financial success of TBD, that Riley Winter's performance was lacking, and that Riley Winter could not keep up. Now, in the world of journalism, what got you here won't keep you here. And Riley Winter could not stay here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ready to call our first witness?
Yes, Your Honor, the plaintiff calls Riley Winter to stand.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Mr. Winter.
May I proceed?
Go ahead.
Good morning, Mr. Winter.
Good morning.
Can you please state your name, spelling your last for the record?
My name is Riley Winter, W-I-N-T-E-R.
Now, Mr. Winter, can you tell the court how old you are?
Of course, I just recently turned 51 years.
And Mr. Winter, what is your occupation?
Well, I'm currently out of a job. A little while ago, I used to work at TP Incorporated as their senior writer. I got fired on December 23rd, 2015.
Mr. Winter, what is TBD Incorporated?
TP Incorporated is well, it was a print company in the past. Recently, they changed along with management to an online-only publication. They've been around for over 50 years now.
How did you start working there?
I started working there right after college, back in 1988. I was a great writer and I was eager to start making my mark on the world, writing about important things.
Now, Mr. Winter, you mentioned a management change. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Of course, on January 2nd, 2014, Ms. Shaw came into the company. She made I will remember that day pretty clearly because she made a big speech that day.
What was Ms. Shaw's speech about?
Well, the speech highlighted some of the changes that she wanted. She also talked about certain things and aspects that she wanted to change along with the company, like department heads and stuff like that.
And what changes did Ms. Shaw bring to TBD?
Well, along with changes to the department heads, again, instilling new department heads like an HR department head. She also talked about some expectations from the writers the next day.
And what were those expectations, Mr. Winter?
Well, she focused that we were going to be more targeted to a younger audience, a different demographic almost.
Now, Mr. Winter, you mentioned your TBD moved from a print company to everything going online. What does that mean?
Well, it means well, for TBD specifically, it meant that most of the writers were now working from home. Maybe a lot of things a little bit more relaxed. But I sit in the office because I just like the office environment.
Mr. Winter, I'd like to specifically talk about your performance at TBD. Now, what kind of articles did you write?
Well, previous to the change in management, I wrote about cultural articles, things like that, pretty serious topics in the political world. When TBD changed management, I focused more on light, kind of pop culture articles.
Mr. Winter, did you try to adapt in any other ways to Ms. Shaw's changes?
I did. It's kind of funny. I started watching a lot of reality TV show. I started keeping up with the Kardashians. I had to, you know what? I still don't get what all those guys are doing on The Bachelorette.
Now, under permission to approach opposing counsel and the witness with 3 exhibits, I plan on using this direct examination.
Go ahead.
No objections at this time, Your Honor, so long as the appropriate foundation is laid with each one.
Okay.
Mr. Winter, I'd like to direct your attention towards Exhibit 4. Do you recognize what this is?
Yes, this is my performance evaluation from 2014.
And is it a fair and accurate representation of that performance evaluation?
Yes, it looks to be.
Mr. Winter, does it seem to be tampered with in any way?
No, it doesn't. My signatures are at the bottom here. It's verified.
motion to move Exhibit 4 into evidence.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
Okay, Exhibit 4 is in evidence.
All right, Mr. Winter, now I'd like you to look over this exhibit and tell the court how this is you're doing.
Well, at the beginning, it gives a little bit of an introduction. I would assume most performance evaluations, but right then, Sky Martin starts talking about how I should be proud of my work. That Shaw announced the changes and that I've adapted, well, specifically. It says, talks about my publication rate and how it's more than doubled. And it says that we feel a great synergy with me.
Mr. Winter, were you ever told by any of TVD's employees that you needed to improve?
You know, oddly enough, the word improve is never specifically in any performance evaluation that I received. And other than the two big things on this performance evaluation, there's really nothing else they told me.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Winter. Now directing your attention to Exhibit 7. Do you recognize this?
Yes, this is an email that Sawyer Shaw sent to the entire company.
And is it a fair and accurate representation of that email?
Yes.
Does it seem to be tampered with in any way?
No, it has the SS at the bottom, like Sawyer Shaw.
Your Honor, permission to move Exhibit 7 into evidence.
Any objection?
Yes, Your Honor, hearsay, we haven't established all parties that are involved in this email, and so we don't know whether they fall under any specific exceptions.
I am inclined to agree and sustain the objection and ask that you lay a little more foundation.
I can lay that foundation, Your Honor. Now, Mr. Winter, who wrote this email?
This email is from Sawyer Shaw.
Did anybody else write this email?
No, this is just an email that Ms. Shaw sent to the entire company.
Thank you, Mr. Winter. Permission to move Exhibit 7 into evidence.
Any objection at this time?
No objections, Your Honor.
Okay, Exhibit 7 is in evidence.
Now, Mr. Winter, looking at that email, can you read lines 4 and 5?
Of course, well, this email is about some tweet that I had put out. And it says, between Jurassic World and Riley's recent success, it's been a great summer for dinosaurs.
Now, Mr. Winter, how did that comment make you feel?
Well, at first, I thought it was kind of a joke, to be honest. But then when I saw that everyone in the entire office had received the same email, I didn't like it too much. It was as if he had highlighted just me and kind of put the spotlight on my age, not myself.
Thank you, Mr. Winter. And lastly, moving your attention to Exhibit 8. Can you tell the court what this is?
This is a birthday card that I received from TVD, yes.
Is it a fair and accurate representation of that birthday card?
Yes, it looks to be it.
Does it seem to be tampered with in any way?
No.
And Mr. Winter, who wrote on this birthday card?
A lot of people at TV Incorporated, a lot of my fellow workmen, specifically Austin Perez, Sky Martin, Bobbie Lin, and Ms. Shaw.
Your Honor, permission to move Exhibit 8 into evidence.
Any objection?
Yes, Your Honor, hearsay to all the other comments written by people who are not Sawyer Shaw.
Okay, do you have any response to that?
Yes, Your Honor, if I might be heard.
Yes.
All employees under TVD are representatives, and it was in a work capacity. This was written at work, purchased in work hours, and written in work hours. Therefore, any other employee under TVD can represent the company.
Your Honor, if I may be heard, I'm not sure that we've heard the foundation to establish that every comment written on this card is in fact written by a TVD employee.
Your Honor, if I may respond.
I believe we've heard that it's were comments from the coworkers. I'm not sure that we've heard an exhaustive list. Go ahead.
Your Honor, I can lay that further foundation, but Mr. Winter did state that every person who wrote on this birthday card was a coworker at TVD.
Do we know whether every coworker at TVD is entitled to be treated as a party member?
No, Your Honor, but it can be assumed that if they work under TVD, that they can represent the company in a work capacity.
At the moment, I'm going to sustain your objection and ask to lay a little more foundation for the other parties.
Now, Riley Winter, besides the specific people you mentioned, who else wrote on this card?
There's one by Sawyer Shaw, Austin Perez, by Sandy, by Bobbie Lin, by Sky Martin, by Kate, and Kirby Doolittle. That's everyone that wrote on this birthday card.
And Mr. Winter, are those all employees at TVD?
I believe so. Kirby Doolittle was an intern at the time, but yes.
Thank you. Your Honor, permission to move this birthday card.
It is moved into evidence.
Now, Mr. Winter, specifically looking at Sawyer Shaw's comment on this birthday card, can you read that for the court?
Yes, it was in the blue ink. He said, or she said, I'm sorry, only 50, you don't look a day over 60.
Now, Mr. Winter, how did this comment make you feel?
Again, people have joked about my age in the past. You know, I'm a tough guy, but when someone writes something and highlights something about you that you're a little bit insecure about and draws it out to the entire office, I didn't like that at all.
Thank you, Mr. Winter. Your Honor, permission to tender the documents to the bench.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now, Mr. Winter, were you ever given a reason why you were fired from TBD?
Specifically, no. Austin Perez was the one that actually gave me my termination letter. I tried to find out a little bit more about why I was being fired, the day before Christmas, and all he could tell me is that the reason why I was fired had to do something with me being a senior writer.
Did any other employee at TBD mention why you were fired?
No, no one else did.
Did anyone even talk to you about it?
I don't believe that was the case.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.
Okay. Do we have any questions for this witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Mr. Winter.
Good morning.
Now, you were promoted to senior staff writer in 1997, correct?
That's correct.
And you were the highest paid writer at TBD.
To my knowledge, I was the highest paid writer, yes.
Now, when Sawyer Shaw took over and they made massive cutbacks, you were still the highest paid writer?
They make one.
When Sawyer Shaw took over and made massive cutbacks, you were still the highest paid writer?
Yeah, I believe that was the case, yes.
And you made about $200,000 per year as a writer.
Yes, that was my salary.
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance.
Overruled.
Did you get a chance to answer my question?
No, I was being paid $200,000 a year.
But the average writer in America actually makes a little less than $100,000, isn't that right?
Yes, unfortunately, that's one of the problems with getting a job.
Objection, Your Honor. Lack of personal knowledge.
Any response to that?
Yes, Your Honor. As a writer who's been in the industry for 27 years, it is reasonable to assume that Mr. Winter would have a general knowledge about how his salary compares to those in the industry standard.
Your Honor, if I might be heard on
Yes.
that. Mr. Winter is only concerned with his salary. There's no way of knowing that he would know anybody else's salary, let alone anyone else in the country outside of TBD.
I'm going to sustain the objection and move along.
Now, you were let go on December 23rd, 2015.
Yes, that's the day before Christmas Eve.
That was almost 2 years after Sawyer Shaw became the CEO.
Yes, that's almost 2 years, yes.
And you never spoke to Sawyer Shaw about your termination?
No, I didn't ask Sawyer Shaw specifically, why did you fire me?
You never spoke to any other TBD employees about why you might have been fired?
Yeah, like I was talking about, I tried to get some information from Austin Perez, but other than that, no.
Now, before Sawyer Shaw took over, you wrote about 1 article per week.
About one article, yeah, before TBD change management, yes.
And after the change in management, you were expected to write up to 3 articles per week.
Yes, that was something that Ms. Shaw had highlighted in the big speech. We were going to be trying to write more articles and more light articles to different.
And you felt it was difficult to produce that much content, didn't you?
I'm not going to lie, no, it was hard changing certain things, especially when you've been successful in the past with what you've gone with.
Right, and in the past you preferred to write long think pieces, isn't that right?
Yes.
But that style of writing wasn't really part of TBD's business model anymore.
I don't know if it was part of TBD's business model, but they wanted to focus on something else, yes.
So just to be clear and direct you back to my question, the longer think pieces that you were used to writing wasn't really the content TBD was looking for, correct?
No, yeah, you're right.
And TBD's new philosophy was geared towards courting younger readers.
I believe she had mentioned that.
And you said you didn't agree with this philosophy.
Not entirely, no. Like I said, we had great success in the past with what we were going with. And so I had some initial disagreement once we changed certain target audiences.
So just leading you back to my question, Mr. Winter, you did not agree with the new philosophy of TBD.
Well, specifically there, what exactly is this philosophy?
You're aware that the new TBD philosophy that Ms. Shaw implemented was to gear the articles towards younger readers.
Yes, and I said that that was something that we were all doing.
And you're aware that the philosophy was to write shorter, more snappy articles, correct?
I don't know if that's all Ms. Sawyer Shaw wanted, but yes, that's something that we did.
Okay. You said that TBD's content became sillier and more sophomoric.
Yeah, I got a little bit lighter, you could say.
Now, Mr. Winter, you were nominated for a Pulitzer Prize, isn't that right?
Previously, yes, it's one of my greatest accomplishments.
And quite a few other prestigious awards in journalism.
Yes.
But the
citing that one of those awards isn't what TBD was really looking for anymore. Isn't that right?
Well, I don't know specifically if it was the articles and the pieces that I wrote that got me those awards, but, because I like to think they were much more than that, but yes, you could say that.
Now, you attended 2 social media trainings with TBD, correct?
That's true, yes.
The first one that was held was attended by all TBD employees.
That's true,
And-
to my knowledge.
And the second you attended separately on your own?
Yes,
Now, TBD actually posted a second social media training for all of its employees, isn't that right?
yes, I believe they did.
But you didn't attend that training, did you?
Objection, Your Honor, relevance, and if I might be heard on that.
Okay.
Your Honor, it is our good faith belief that defense is trying to prove misconduct by Riley Winter and is stating in Exhibit 1, which is on the bench, that it is by both sides stipulated that Mr. Winter was not terminated for misconduct, and therefore this is irrelevant.
Any response?
Yes, Your Honor. This goes to show not the misconduct of Riley Winter, but rather his ability to adapt to the changes that were expected of the TBD riders. Nowhere in the people's policy does it say that it's misconduct if they don't attend the social media training, but it does go to show the discrepancy between Mr. Winter and all other TBD employees.
Your Honor, if I may respond.
Yes.
What defense is trying to do is point out something that my client did not do, which frankly is misconduct, and if citing case law Chan v. Ingram, the only relevant consideration for our third element that we're trying to prove is the actual reason the plaintiff was terminated, which, like I said, was not misconduct.
Your Honor, if I may be heard,
Yes.
if Mr. Winter wasn't going to the same events that all other TBD employees were expected to go to, it would go to show the reason why he would have been terminated. In comparison, he wasn't doing the same things that other riders were doing.
At this time, I'm going to overrule your objection. You can certainly bring this up on redirect if you like. Please.
Now, there was a second social media training that TBD hosted, correct?
Yes,
But you didn't attend this training.
no, I did not.
In fact, you walked out of it before it began, isn't that right?
Well, I went and then I walked out of it, yes.
But you didn't stay until the very end.
No, I did not.
And to your knowledge, all the TBD employees that were hired at the time did attend that training.
Yes, a lot of the workers were there.
Now, you received 2 performance evaluations after Ms. Shaw took over as CEO, isn't that right?
Yes, there were yearly performance evaluations by Sky Martin.
Right, and those came in the form of an email?
Yes,
Your Honor, permission to approach the bench and retrieve Exhibit 4.
Go ahead.
Permission to approach the witness.
Go ahead.
Now, Mr. Winter, this first one you received on December 1st, 2014.
yes,
And you said that in your deposition, everything in this evaluation is ageist. Isn't that true?
well, after reading everything, I just would say, I believe some of this was ageist, yes.
But in your deposition, you said everything about it was ageist, correct?
Like, the question was phrased to me, yes, I said that.
Now, let's take a look at some of the things that were said about you. The first paragraph actually praises you extensively for some of your work recently, correct?
Yes, it does.
But it doesn't mention anything about your age there, does it?
No, it does not.
Now, you talked about how there was never the word improvement mentioned in this evaluation, but it does say that there are some action points, correct?
Yes, some action items, yes.
And those action items are suggestions on how you could improve, correct?
It's, yes, what Sky Martin and some of the management would want me.
Okay. And the first point, or the second point asks you to kind of get out of your comfort zone, isn't that right?
Yeah, it says, get out of your comfort zone, C number 1.
And it also asks you to identify more with your readership.
Yes.
And your-
Get on the same page as a new readership is the first line of that email.
Thank you. And this readership is comprised of the demographic of people between the ages of 20 and 30, correct?
So yeah, our audience is young people, 20s and 30s. They are all college educated.
And this demographic isn't typically what you were used to writing for, correct?
Well, I didn't really have a specific audience previous to that.
But in your time as a writer, the demographic that consumed your articles the most kind of fell outside of the 20 to 30-year-old range, correct?
Well, I don't know specifically everyone who read my articles. Other than, this real one main point, the only other thing that
Objection, Your Honor,
is people.
cumulative.
Give a response to that.
If I may ask for clarification as to how this is cumulative.
Your Honor, opposing counsel is going through this exhibit one by one, simply wasting the court's time, and it's cumulative. The document is already in evidence, the jury can read it for themselves.
Your Honor, if I may be heard on that
Yes.
point, I think that defense has the right to ask Mr. Winter about some specific issues within the document. I would ask the witness if he could shorten his answer because it does not need to rehash a lot of the content that is within the email.
Your Honor, if I may respond.
Yes.
Plaintiff is not contesting that defense does not have a right to question the witness on this exhibit. It is in evidence admitted by us, but the fact that she is going line by line by line and asking the questions and then asking my witness to shorten his answers in response is simply cumulative.
Okay. I'm going to sustain on the limited grounds. I'm going to ask you to move along.
Okay. Now, Mr. Winter, I just want to sum up this evaluation. Nowhere in here does it suggest that your age is going to make it difficult for you to improve on these points, does it?
Oh, those words, we're gonna make it difficult for you are not in this performance evaluation.
And it doesn't suggest that your age would be a barrier to that, does it?
Not to me, it doesn't, I wouldn't disagree with that.
Permission to approach and tender.
Go ahead. Thank you very much.
Now, Mr. Winter, you received a second performance evaluation in 2015, correct?
Yes, I did.
Do you recognize a copy of it if I were to hand it to you?
I would.
Permission to approach opposing counsel with the second email.
Okay.
It's performance evaluation and form of it. No. Okay. Permission to approach the witness.
Go ahead.
Mr. Winter, do you recognize this?
Yes, this is a performance evaluation that we were just talking about.
Is it a clear and accurate copy?
Yes, it's my signature at the bottom.
Now, this performance evaluation has several other points that you could improve on from the previous one, correct?
This one doesn't have any points, it just kind of gives me a little bit of comments and paragraphs.
Now, it recognized some of the steps that you had taken since the previous year, correct?
Yes, that's what it says. It says, Riley definitely taking steps forward this year.
But it does have another action point, doesn't it?
Yes, one mission critical action.
And it asks that you approach topics from a fresher perspective.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Your Honor, if I may be heard.
Yes.
This isn't hearsay because it's not being offered for the truth of the matter asserted, rather to go to show Mr. Winter's subsequent actions that after receiving these suggestions, he still didn't change his writing style.
Any response?
Yes, Your Honor, if I might be heard. We as plaintiff believe it is offered for the truth of the matter asserted, his out-of-court statement is not admitted into evidence. And she is eliciting specific statements from this document.
Your Honor, if I may be heard.
Yes.
I didn't ask Mr. Winter to quote the document specifically, I just asked him whether he had points to improve upon.
Okay. I'm going to sustain your objection on the limited grounds. We're going to admit it with a limiting instruction that it's not for the truth, just for the subsequent reaction.
Now, Mr. Winter, just to be clear, you were asked once again to approach topics from a fresher perspective, correct?
Yes, that's what it says right here. You need to approach topics from a fresh perspective.
And so, excuse me, permission to approach the witness and retrieve the
Go
document.
ahead.
Your Honor, at this time, defense moves Exhibit 9 into evidence.
Any objection?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Permission to approach and tender.
Yes, thank you. Exhibit 9 is in evidence.
So, Mr. Winter, this is the second performance evaluation you received that asked you to improve your writing style, correct?
You could say so, yes.
Okay.
But again, the word improve isn't, I don't think it's mentioned there.
Point of honor, could we pause for a second to get a drink of water, please?
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, time out. Time in.
Mr. Winter, this is the second time you received an evaluation that asked you to better connect with your readers, correct?
Yes, you changed what I was thinking.
So you had to be asked twice to better identify with your readers, yes or no?
Approach it from a fresh perspective, yes.
Now I want to ask you about the article that you wrote about turntable.
I remember that, yes.
And you criticized this, the app's music feature suggesting option, correct?
Yes, I was writing a critique article.
You wrote that it was killing music.
Specifically, it's not the whole sentence, but yes, I did say that.
And you're aware that Turntable is a major source of funding for TBD?
To my knowledge, they're a big sponsor of us, yes, but writing's never been a big problem when it comes to sponsors.
You're aware that Turntable provides some of the most ads for TBD?
Well, I don't know about that specifically, but they're big sponsors, I will say.
And you're aware that this article was published 2 weeks after your second performance evaluation?
Yes, that's when I published, or that's when TBD published it.
You wrote an article criticizing a popular app amongst your readership after being asked by TBD to appeal better to your readers, correct?
If you're asking about our timeline, yes, I did get this evaluation, and I did write that article subsequently.
So in those 2 weeks, you did nothing to improve, correct?
Well, no, I would disagree with that. They asked me to do something and target more of a younger audience, and a lot of young people listen to Turntable.
Mr. Winter, this article did nothing to reach out to your target audience, correct?
Well, no, not to my knowledge. Turntable is something that younger people will listen to. It's something like Spotify or Pandora, and I wrote something that they would read.
Now, Mr. Winter, upon being hired at TBD, you signed a human resources policy, correct?
Upon being hired, yes, it was not a human resource policy, that was its name, but it said people policy.
And this policy indicates that all TBD employees are hired at will.
And that people policy, yes, it does state that all employees hired at TBD are employees at will.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Yes, Your Honor, the TBD policy is exception to hearsay under 80136B because it is a business document and a regularly conducted business.
Your response to that?
Your Honor, no foundation has been laid for that exception to hearsay or for this document that she is eliciting explicit statements.
I'm inclined to agree. I'm sustaining the objection. You can go back and lay more foundation.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, within TBD, there is policies that all the employees have to abide by.
Well, specifically to my knowledge, people policy is probably the only one of them.
Okay, and TBD wrote this policy.
TBD, I think it was Guy Martin.
Right, and to your knowledge, you were asked to sign this policy,
Oh yes, I did sign that policy, yes.
and as well as the other employees.
I believe everyone else at the office had to sign that people policy, yeah.
And so this policy outlined that employees were hired at will, correct?
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Your Honor, I believe I've laid the foundation that this policy is a TBD-wide policy, and in the regular its regular conduct of business, each employee is required to sign this policy before being hired.
Your Honor, if I might be heard.
Yes.
Under 803.6C specifically, the prong has not been met. Making the record was a regular practice of that activity. That foundation has not been laid, and therefore it's not an exception to hearsay.
Your Honor, if I may be heard,
Yes.
every TBD employee is required to sign this people's policy, and it is regular within the conduct of that business.
One more time.
Your Honor, I would still say 803.6C, the record was a regular practice. There is no foundation of how often these people policies were created, written, produced, signed by employees, when they were renewed. No foundation has been laid.
I may be heard
Yes.
one more time, Your Honor. It is regularly conducted that when a new person joins TBD, they must sign this policy. It is not something that necessarily has to be updated every time because they write the human resources policy and then they sign it. It's not a monthly thing that changes, but it is within the regular conduct of the business that before being hired, you have to agree to the terms of the employment.
Give me 1 second. Okay, this time I'm going to overrule your objection. Right?
Now, Mr. Winter, the people policy outlines that employees at TBD are hired at will, correct?
Yes, and most employees in Midlands are employees at will, to my knowledge.
And all of the employees at TBD signed this policy, correct?
I don't know about every single employee, but yes, it's something that I think most of us had to write.
And you never had a written employment agreement with TBD, did you?
No, I did not.
And at will. So, Mr. Winter, this means that people at TBD could be fired for writing 4 articles, right?
Like at will just means that you can be fired for a host of different reasons. none at all, just as long as they're not illegal.
And so, Mr. Winter, a person could be fired because their work isn't good enough.
Objection, Your Honor, relevance.
Overruled.
Mr. Winter, a person at TBD could be fired because their work isn't good enough, correct?
Yes, that could be a possibility.
No further questions.
Okay, any other questions for this witness?
Yes, Your Honor, briefly.
Okay.
May I proceed?
Go ahead.
Mr. Winter, opposing counsel came up here and asked you about some social media seminars. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about that.
Okay.
Did you ask anyone at TBD to go to a social media seminar?
I did. I asked Bobbie Lin to go attend one of these social media trainings on my own.
And Mr. Winter, did you create any social media yourself when you were working at TBD?
I did. I got on the Facebook, Twitter, got a lot of stuff on that.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.
Okay.
And may this witness please be excused.
Any other questions?
Brief cross, Your Honor.
Okay.
Mr. Winter, you refused to attend the second social media training that was held by TBD, correct?
Your Honor, outside the scope of direct examination, redirect examination.
Your Honor, if I may be heard.
Yes.
Opposing counsel asked Mr. Winter about social media trainings that he attended. I think that opens the door to any other trainings within the
I
area.
agree. Objection overruled.
So, Mr. Winter, you refused to attend the second social media training that TBD hosted, correct?
Not exactly like you were saying. I went and then I did leave.
So you didn't go.
I went and then I left.
So you refused to attend, correct?
No, I got some of
Objection,
it.
Your Honor, asked and answered.
Sustained.
Mr. Winter, you sought to go to a social media training outside of TBD, right?
Yes, I wanted one on my own.
After missing the TBD-wide held training, correct?
After missing the TV one.
After missing the TBD held training, correct?
Like you were saying, I went and then I left and I subsequently wanted a social media training of my own.
And to your knowledge, every other TBD employee went to that second training.
Yes, I did see a lot of people to my knowledge, yes.
No further questions.
Anything else for this witness?
No, Your Honor, may this witness please be excused.
The witness is excused. May sit down. Thank you. We're ready to call our next witness.
Yes, Your Honor, at this time, the plaintiff would like to call Bobbie Lin to the stand.
Okay. Morning, Ms. Lin.
Morning, Your Honor.
May I begin, Your Honor?
Go ahead.
Good morning, Ms. Lin.
Good morning.
Ms. Lin, may you please tell the court, what do you do for a living?
Well, I'm the secretary for Sawyer Shaw. She's the CEO of TBD Inc. I worked there for about 10 years now.
Now, how long has Ms. Sawyer Shaw been the CEO of TBD?
Well, pretty recent thing, only in the last couple of years.
Now, were there any changes that were made at the time that Sawyer Shaw became the CEO?
Well, she had a whole staff meeting that night, and I thought it was going to be a kind of informal meet and greet, like welcome new CEO, and then it was this personal manifesto of everything she's going to change.
Were there any specific lines that drew your attention at the time of this speech?
Well, she said, out with the old, in with the new.
Now, let's talk about how it is Sawyer Shaw did that. Were there any changes Sawyer Shaw made that same day at TBD?
Indeed. There are actually a lot of changes, but one of the most notable changes was that she fired almost half her staff.
Now, do you know anything about the type of people that were fired?
Well, it seemed to be a lot of our older writers and staff.
Now, were you part of the or did you overhear or know of any way that Sawyer Shaw was making these decisions on who to fire?
Well, so I was helping Miss Shaw and Miss Martin prepare all the exit packages for the people they were going to fire. And then later that afternoon, I overheard Sky Martin was our new HR director. I overheard Sky Martin asking Miss Shaw how she was making these decisions. And Miss Shaw said, if they look like us, they stay. If they look like our parents, they go.
And what did Sky Martin do after you overheard that?
Well, we made some kind of long eye contact, and then she shut the door. So
Now, were there any changes at TV regarding the policies?
Yeah, so Sky Martin, that new HR director, but she couldn't call it HR because that would be too old-fashioned and traditional. So she was the director of people operations. So she wrote a new people policy to replace our HR policy.
And to your knowledge, do you know of any employees who broke this people policy?
Yeah, a lot of employees break the people policy, but definitely to differing degrees. The three worst ones I can think of are one guy showed up super drunk to work, one guy got accused of sexual harassment, and then one writer was accused of plagiarizing his entire article.
Now, do you know if the people policy says anything about people who break it?
Well, it doesn't say that they have to be fired, but it says that any violation is grounds for termination.
And do you know if Shaw was made aware of these incidents?
Yeah, she was, because she would have a conference call with Martin and Eric and Perez, and they'd discuss their plans of action.
And were any of these employees fired?
No, they weren't. One of them had to go to a couple seminars, another one had to do a seminar, and then the writer had to issue a public apology.
Now, do you know the ages of these employees who committed these incidents?
Yeah, they were all in their early 20s, I'd say.
Thank you, Ms. Lin. I want to move on now to April 27th of 2015. Do you remember that day?
Yeah, I remember that day.
Did you see or run into Shaw at all that day?
Yeah, so Shaw hadn't been around TBD much recently because she has a bunch of other companies, so she just hadn't been present. So, in her absence, Mr. Perez had asked me to plan this 50th anniversary celebration for TBD, and I had made this big production out of it. I'd asked celebrities to come, they had said yes.
Objection, relevance?
Go ahead.
Yeah, you're going.
I'm sorry, can you give me a little more?
Relevance as to planning this big celebration party at the company?
Your Honor, this is Riley Winter Foundation for Shaw's reactions to this event that as soon as, if I may make an offer of proof,
Yes.
that as soon as he found out that this event was to celebrate TBD being 50 years old, he made a very specific ageist comment that can be used as circumstantial evidence to lay foundation that there was ageism at TBD.
At this time, I'm going to overrule. You can renew your objection if he doesn't make do on his promise.
Now, did Shaw ever find out about this event?
Right, so when I ran into him that day, I asked her what the budget should be. And she acted shocked, like she had no idea about this anniversary party, and it wasn't a good kind of shocked, it was like a real bad kind of shocked.
What did Shaw say?
She said, 50? We're celebrating 50? I mean, 30 would be one thing, but 50 just sounds way too old.
Now, what happened after that?
She stormed off, and I figured she was just gonna go cool off. But then I go into my office like 10 minutes later, and I get an email that she's canceled the whole party.
Would you recognize a
Celebrities that said yes, and she canceled the whole thing.
My apologies, but would you recognize a copy of that email if I showed it to you?
I certainly would.
Now, may the record show, or may I approach opposing counsel, Your Honor?
Go ahead.
And just to be sure, it's Exhibit 6. And may I approach the witness with the same, Your Honor?
Go ahead.
Now, Ms. Lin, is that a copy of that exact email that you received from Shaw that day?
It most certainly is.
At this time, I'd like to admit Exhibit 7 to the record.
Any objection?
None, Your Honor.
Now,
Exhibit 7 is moved into evidence.
Exhibit 6, Your Honor.
Exhibit 6, thank you.
And may you please read Exhibit 6 out loud for the court, that email?
The whole thing.
Just the first 3 paragraphs.
I just heard that there is a 50th birthday celebration planned for TBD. Big public event, streamers, that kind of thing. No. Why would we want to emphasize the fact that we are irrelevant? Age is an embarrassment, not something to be celebrated.
Thank you, Ms. Lin. Now, I want to direct your attention to today's case. Do you know who Riley Winter is?
Yeah, Riley Winter was a writer at TBD. I thought he was pretty nice.
Now, you say that Riley Winter was a writer at TV. What do you mean by that?
Well, he got fired around last Christmas. I think it was 2 days before,
Now,
23rd.
do you know how old Riley Winter was at the time that he was fired? You still work at TVD, right?
I do.
Is there anyone at TVD still left that's over the age of 40?
No, Riley Winter was the last one.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.